Hello, my name is Dr. Linda Gorman, and I'm a neuroscientist. We know neuroscience is a really big word, but we also know that a neuroscientist is a person who knows a lot about the brain. And I'm here today to talk to you about how you can make your brain feel good, make your brain healthy. It's really easy to do, and anyone can do it. I love talking about brain health because it's spectacular. And we know spectacular means great. And when your brain is spectacular, you're a happy and healthy person. And we also know that to spell spectacular, you need an S, P, E, and C. And to keep your brain healthy, you also need an S, P, E, and C. The first thing that we learned was that helping your brain stay healthy means that you need to love yourself and love other people, and that's being social. That's the S in spectacular. The second thing we need to know is that to keep your brain healthy, you need to keep your body healthy, and that's being physical, the P in spectacular. The third thing to help your brain stay healthy is you have to know how you feel. You have to understand your emotions. And now we know that our brain likes us to be happy. It's okay to feel other emotions too, but our brain has a happy place, which helps us to be happy. And then the last thing that you need to know, the C in spectacular, is for cognition, which means thinking. Our brain's inside of our head, and our brain is thinking all the time. So let's see how we can keep our brain healthy. And here's our friend Axel. Axel is going to help us to understand brain health, which is knowing all about the SPEC in spectacular. And Axel knows that the easiest way to remember how to keep your brain healthy is to think about SPEC and know that the S is for social, so your brain lets you know different things that you can do different times as your brain and your body grows. And knowing what you can and can't do, that helps your brain stay healthy. The P, Axel, what's the P for? I know. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. What's the P for? Physical. Our brain needs food for energy. Our brain needs to move because we like to move. Our brain needs to sleep because sleeping helps our body and our brain stay healthy. So the P in spectacular, Axel, that's for physical. The E is emotions. Look at Axel. Axel's smiling. Axel loves to stay happy. That's right, Axel. E is for emotions. And we know we have lots of emotions, but we also know that our brain has a happy place. So that must mean that being happy is important to our brain. And then, remember what I said? Remember, think, think, think. That's the C in spectacular. And that's for cognitive, which is just a big word for thinking. So, Axel, if you want to keep your brain healthy, you have to think about spectacular, social health, physical health, emotional health, and cognitive health. Okay, Axel. Now, as a neuroscientist, I know that your brain helps you do lots of different things. So let's think about that, Axel. What are some of the things you like to do? Well, Axel loves to play soccer. Axel sleeps because all animals have to sleep. Axel loves spending time with Axel's friends, like Rain the rabbit. And Axel, just like lots of other animals, are Axel's always using Axel's brain to think. Axolotls usually like to think about food a lot, so axolotls spend a lot of time thinking about how they're going to get food. So, in order to do all of these things, we need our brain. And because we need our brain and because our brain helps us to do all of these different things, we need to take care of our brain, Axel. And let's think about that. How are we going to take care of our brain? Okay, Axel, the first thing that you need to know is that as you grow up, your brain is also growing. And as you grow up, you're going to know how to do more and more things. Now, knowing yourself and knowing what you can and can't do, that part is the S in spectacular, which is social health. You can take care of your brain when you understand yourself and you understand that right now you can do some things. And as your body and your brain grows, Axel, you're going to be able to do more and more things. Understanding what you can do, what your body and your brain can do at, as you're growing up, and knowing that you may have to wait to be able to do things until your body and your brain grows up. That's going to help you to do things to keep your brain healthy. Let's explain this to the children out there who are in first grade, Axel. Okay, so first graders, they're going to be learning lots of different things. And some of the things that they learn, they're going to be easy for the kids to learn. Some of the things they learn are going to be hard to learn. So there may be one first grader who loves numbers. They love counting and doing math, and for them, numbers are fun. But they may have trouble sounding out letters. So trying to sound out a word is hard for them to do. So for some first graders, Axel, math is fun for them, but reading, not so fun. Now, Axel, do you think it's because that first grader, their brain is not smart? Of course not. It may be that that first grader who's having trouble reading, their brain just hasn't grown yet. Axel, did you know that brains grow at different times so that sometimes somebody, one of their friends, may not already know how to read and they love to read, but they may not love numbers the same way as that other child likes numbers. So the thing about social health is realizing what you like to do and what you're good at, and then giving your body and your brain time to grow so you'll learn how to do those things that are hard for you to do. And the other thing that we know is just practice doing things. That sometimes can help your brain to do things that you may have trouble doing. So you see, Axel, if we can just tell our first grade friends that they just need to let their brains have time to grow, because in the end, if we let our brains have time to grow, and we practice doing things, we're going to love to do math and we're going to be able to read. We'll be able to do all those things. Just knowing that it sometimes takes time for you to be able to do the things that you need to do. That's important for keeping your brain healthy. And that's the S in spectacular. Knowing you and knowing about yourself. That's social health. The other thing that we need to know, Axel, is just as it's important to know what you can do now and what you can do later on, it's important to also know what you definitely can't do now. So why do you think, Axel, that it's not a good idea for you to cross the street by yourself if you've never crossed the street by yourself? That's right, because when you are crossing a street, cars go on a street and cars can smush you. We don't want a smushed axle, do we? No, we don't. And we don't want smushed kids either. So what kids have to understand and what you have to understand, Axel, is there are some things that you can't do by yourself now. You need help to do it because you still need to learn about how to do those things so that you can keep your body and your brain healthy. So you need to know that before you cross a street, you need to look both ways. If there's a crosswalk there and there's a light, you need to know, does that hand up there mean that I'm supposed to cross or does it mean I'm not supposed to cross? There are lots of things you need to learn before you can do some things by yourself, like crossing the street. Because we want to keep you safe, Axel, don't we? Yeah, Axel wants to stay safe. So Axel's going to think about that so that Axel's social health can be good. Axel, the other reason why social health is important to keeping your brain healthy and your body healthy is that sometimes other axolotls, or for children, other people, other kids, may dare them to do something. And the thing is, Axel, when somebody dares you to do something, you have to think because you need to take care of your brain and your body. So you need to think, is that something that I should do? Or is that something that could potentially hurt my body and my brain? That's what you need to think about. And when you know yourself and know what you can and can't do, that's going to help you to realize what you should and should not do. So when somebody dares you to do something and you think to yourself, could that hurt my body and my brain? You need to help your body and your brain by saying no to that other axolotl who is daring you to play with fire. Fire's not good for axolotls. Axolotls like water. They don't like fire. So you need to know yourself, Axel, and know that fire's not good for you and you shouldn't be playing with it. So even if another axolotl dares you to play with fire, you're going to say, no, thank you. I'm trying to keep my brain and my body healthy. Okay, Axel, so now we know about the S in spectacular, how to keep our brain, our social health part of our brain healthy. Now, what about the P, which is physical? Well, yep, you know, Axel, that in order to keep our brains healthy, we need to move our bodies, we need to eat food for energy, and we need our sleep because our brain gets tired too. Did you know that, Axel? Did you know that when your body gets tired, your brain is tired too? It's definitely tired. And things that can help you to make your body not tired is giving your brain and your body energy. And Axel, you know how to give your body energy, don't you? Yep, we give your body food. Axolotls, they like to eat food. They like to eat worms. Well, I don't like to eat worms, but everybody likes different things. Axel loves worms. And so Axel knows that when Axel's body is tired, Axel's brain is tired. And the reason that it's tired is because it needs energy. So when Axel eats those squirmy little worms, it makes Axel have the energy that it needs to be healthy, and it makes Axel's brain healthy too. Now, we learned that moving also makes our brain healthy. That's part of our physical health. But did you ever wonder why, Axel, you need to move? Well, axolotls, they have lots of muscles, just like people have lots of muscles. And what is a muscle's job? A muscle's job is to help you move. We have so many muscles, so that must mean that our body likes to move a lot. So moving our body actually makes our brain happy, which is why moving is also important to our physical health. Now, Axel, sometimes people don't understand when I say that sleeping makes your brain healthy. But when your body gets tired, when your brain gets tired, because your body and your brain, it's working really hard for you. Well, when your body and your brain gets tired, the best way to help your body and your brain to be healthy is to get some sleep. Because sleep, not only does it rest our poor, tired little brain and body, but Axel, scientists know that sleep does a lot of other things that make our body and our brain healthy. So sleeping, that's a very important part of our physical health. Okay, Axel, now we come to one of my favorite parts of spectacular health, the E, which stands for emotional health. And part of the reason I like it is because seeing Axel have all those different emotions on Axel's face. That makes me laugh because Axel's really cute when he has different emotions. Now, we know that while it's okay to have lots of different emotions, that being happy seems to be very important for our brain health. And as a neuroscientist, I know that because we have a special place in your brain, which we call our happy place. Neuroscientists, get this, Axel, we call it our dopaminergic mesolimbic system. I know that's a really big word. That's why we call it the happy place. That's an easier way to remember it. But if your brain has a special place in it that is in all that part of the brain is in charge of is making you feel happy, Axel, then being happy must be pretty important. So yes, it's okay to have lots of different emotions, but Axel, you have to do things that make you happy because that is going to make your brain healthy. Okay, Axel, the last part of SPEC in spectacular, that's the C, and that stands for cognitive health. And cognitive health means that we have to do what our brain was built to do. Our brain was built to learn new things and to think about those things. Your brain likes to know things, Axel. It takes that information, it stores it up for you so that you can remember it later. And just being able to know things and learn things and think about things, Axel, that's going to keep your brain healthy. So, Axel, the key to keeping your brain and your body healthy is easy. You just have to remember that brain health is spectacular. SPEC, knowing that for your social health, knowing what you can and can't do, that's important to keep your brain healthy. For your physical health, giving your brain the energy that it needs, moving your body because we have so many muscles and that's what our body is supposed to be doing, and sleeping. That's going to keep our brain healthy. And that's the P in spectacular. Knowing about your emotions, knowing that it's okay to have different emotions, but knowing that trying to do things that make you happy, that's going to keep your brain healthy. That's the E in spectacular. And finally, thinking, learning, understanding not only yourself, but the world around you, that's going to give you good cognitive health, which is the C in spectacular. So when you do these things, then your brain is going to be spectacular, and that's going to be you taking care of your brain, which we know your brain does so many things for us that we need to take care of our brain. So spec health, social, physical, emotional, and cognitive health, that's important. So Axel, thank you so much for helping me tell these first graders how they too can keep their brains healthy by just thinking about spectacular health. Social health, knowing what they can do and what they can't do. Physical health, taking care of their bodies and their brains by eating good foods and moving and sleeping. Emotional health, understanding that it's important for you to be able to have all different emotions, but trying to be happy, that's going to keep your brain healthy and that's good for your emotional health. And finally, learning that shouldn't be something that you don't like to do. That's something that your brain was meant to do. So learning and thinking about things and remembering things, that's going to be good for your cognitive health. So thank you, Axel, and thank all of you for letting us talk to you about how keeping your brain healthy is as easy as SPEC, the spec in spectacular. And we know that brain health is not just spectacular, is it, Axel? It can be fun too. So as always, Axel and I would like to thank the people at Johns Hopkins University for helping us to help you understand that keeping your brain healthy is as easy as SPEC. It's spectacular. And we'd especially like to thank Dr. Ron Daniels for helping us to help you understand that keeping your brain healthy is about a lot of different things. But if you understand your brain and you understand your body and you understand how your brain and your body work together, then you're going to take care of your brain and your brain is going to take care of you.